Should we even look at fantasy football? We should. I mean, I did get blown out by double my own score, so not great. We're currently last place, reigning champ of the league, so there's that'll hold my head on, but definitely not a great showing to be last in the league. See where we can improve. Derek Carr is definitely not a great option at all times. I mean, across the board, it looks like I've got good matchups this coming week. When we're talking fantasy, like I got Derek at Kansas City. Kansas City gives up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Let's bring it over. Terry McLaurin. Tennessee gives up 4th most. Dalvin Cook against Chicago, 9th. We got Alvin Kamara against Seattle, 4th again. We have really good odds in terms of 4th most to tight ends. DJ Moore against San Fran is not what I'm gonna have in here, so let's sub him out and put in. I mean, Dameon Pierce is a way higher upside at least, but this guy freaking betrays me every single week. Let's check him out. Let's go to the game log here. Let's take a peek. Week 1. 11 carries, 33 yards, no touchdowns. 3 points. Oh, 1 target, 1 reception. So PPR, you're looking at like 4.5 points. Week 2, we got 69 yards rushing, 6.9 plus a reception and a target. Look at 8 points maybe. Last week he scores a touchdown, not bad. We're starting to see it. And I thought that week might have been an outlier, so I didn't keep him in. And then he just popped off last week. 14 carries, but he did have a long week. He had essentially 13 carries for 55 yards. Let's do a little math. What's 131 minus 75? 56. So he had 13 carries for 56 yards. Oh, no, that's not what I want. 56 divided by 13 equals. So he's averaging 4 yards a carry after that. It's not bad, but it's not what you need in terms of getting there. He also had 2 fumbles the week previously, so I was not going to really be looking at that too much. Let's go back. Other people we have in: LA Rams versus Dallas. I'm going to swap this out likely. Let's actually see if I can find anybody good. What kind of defenses we got here? Versus Houston, them going against my own running back and Dameon Pierce, so we don't want that. We can go against Indy. Indy's had a terrible offense this year, but a little fact for you: Jonathan Taylor was actually like low 20s last year in fantasy rankings until about week 4, and then he ended up finishing RB1. So I'm just nervous that he's going to start popping off. Carolina versus San Fran. San Fran just put up some great yardage on a good team yesterday. And then who else we got in here? Seattle's defense against New Orleans. New Orleans is a weird one. They might throw a million picks because they got Jameis Winston, but they could also just absolutely pop off at any given moment for with like Taysom Hill and everybody else that plays. Plus, I have Alvin Kamara on my team, so I don't want to do that. Miami at the Jets, not a bad option. Minnesota against Chicago might be. This might be a good one. Let's take a look. I have a bunch of claims in right now. It's only Tuesday, so stuff doesn't go through typically till tomorrow. But a couple other ones that I have in here is to add Caleb Huntley. He is one of the running backs for the Atlanta Falcons. He's going to be getting a lot of touches, I would guess. Last game they ran the ball 14 times after Marcus Mariota threw a pick, so he's going to get a lot of touches, and they're starting running backs hurt. And then let's see here. Let's go to my other league. This is a lesser league for what is more money. So sad. I have Marcus Mariota. Really need to figure out something to do there because last week this may as well be what he has on the year. He's doing terribly on the year. We got Josh Jacobs. We got Khalil Herbert, running back for Minnesota. This guy's kind of an interesting one because, you know, 1 week last week he only had 77 yards and 24 receiving, so 11 points. Previous week, 30 points. You know, 2 touchdowns, 12 yards. I felt like it was gonna be a touchdown guy every single week, but they're terrible. They're a bad team. They're just really, really bad. So can't hope too much there. We got Adam Thielen right now because Jahan Dotson was listed as out earlier, so I might have to readjust that a little bit here as well. And then what else do we have other than that? We have Adam Thielen in. We have Debo. Debo's always good. Let's see what Debo did this last week. 23 points. He's kind of been just over 10 to 12 every week, which is nice. So 12, 14, 12, 23. So he should have a nice matchup against Carolina. I'm guessing JC Horn will be on him a lot of times. So it's a good matchup, but he just gets the ball in so many different ways. What else we got on this team? Let's see. If you're just joining right now, I'm just going through my my fantasy and trying to figure out how to survive. I'm not doing good, and we're having a tough time. So Debo always plays. Or maybe you can help me with my team. I need help. This one's not even in the same league as you, so this is like a random other league that I joined. I gotta get Marcus Mariota out. I know that. That's an easy one. That is a very easy one. I'd rather not have Adam Thielen because he's just so inconsistent recently. But like this is kind of what we're looking at, right? Last 2 weeks, 15 and 18 points. That's not bad. He could continue in Chicago. I don't think their secondary is overly great other than Eddie Jackson, who's been playing a backup to stand recently, so might be a good option. 12.5 projected. And then I got to move Javonte Williams to, obviously I'm going to move him over to IR because he's dead. Go on. I know, you're 4-0 in a league. Here's the league that you're in with me. Let's go to my team. Look at all these matchups too. It's like freaking green across the board here. Like we have, you know, Derek Carr. He should be going against 5th most fantasy points allowed in Kansas City. Terry McLaurin against, you know, 4th most for a receiver. We have Dalvin Cook, 9th most for a running back. My matchups seem great, and then people are just like not performing at all in it. So it's a weird year for fantasy. Like I feel like it's been really strange on the year as a whole, so we will have to see kind of what it looks like. And then there's not many players available. go player list. So, if you're not worried about quarterback, because quarterback I find you can kind of get results from anybody, though apparently not this year. Just go wide receiver, running back, tight end. I agree. Cook's in a weird spot right now. Noah Brown's kind of an interesting one. He's been pretty consistent. I don't think he's owned by anybody in our league right now, at least. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, she's like, 68 yards is all well and good on Fuckhouse, so 6.8 plus 5. So just under 12, but that's not much. 12 is not enough to really keep us going. We need some big play guys. That's kind of been my make or break these past couple of years, and maybe my strategy's just dead now, but the make or break is just not working out. Who else is on here? What do you got at running back? Let me go take a look. Let's go see. Your little Giants, right? Yeah, 4-0. Redonkulous. Oh, I see your running back. He's this guy right here. I'm kidding. He's actually having a pretty wildly good year. But who do you got? Josh Jacobs, Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones. Oh, who are you going to try and give me Cordell Patterson or Kenneth Walker? None of your guys are starting. Cordell Patterson's hurt. You want an IR? It definitely doesn't hurt. I thought that's what I was going to be able to get with Mariota, a little bit of dual wielding. Somebody that's like, going to be efficient with the ball. He's going to, keep it in the right spot. He's going to run some balls. That's my other league. But, yeah, and it has not played out. Derek Carr. Ooh, excuse me. Projected 17 points. I would love to see 17 points. Kyle Pitts is having a freaking terrible year for me as well. This guy got 3 points in 3 weeks out of 4, with 11 in the other week. No touchdowns on the air. And freaking Jones or Jacobs. I got Jacobs in one league, so Jones would be the only one that I'd really want, because I don't want to have too many similar players in case they just suck and I'm stuck. This is my issue. Kyle Pitts is, arguably the best player on the Atlanta Falcons team. Arguably the best player, if not the best offensive skilled position player that they have. And might actually be a good grab. Yeah, he's been not bad. He's doing a lot of rushing. He's running a lot of touchdowns, which is nice. So yeah, he's been doing pretty good. And then I'm like, why aren't they using this guy? 4 targets. I'm like, okay, who? You won, which is great. They're 2-2. There could be worse things, but their coach in their losses says how he doesn't care about Kyle Pitts' fantasy stats, and I'm like, okay, but you're losing. You care about winning, right? If you care about winning, get this guy the ball. His best game was arguably one of your better wins. Anyways, it is hilarious to me that they're beating teams like Cleveland. Cleveland's just like fallen so far behind where they should be. I thought they'd look to use them so much. I look at some other teams that are like using their tight ends all the time, like obviously different ways, but when you look at somebody like Like George Kittle, who gets used so much across the middle. It feels like they only utilize him like a wide receiver in terms of hits, and only set him up the sideline, and like that's just not effective. It's great that we saw the Jimmy Graham type activity in the past, and I think they can do so much better than it. So interesting choices there. So we'll see. I do have a proposition in for Caleb Huntley, the running back from Atlanta, because Cordell Patterson got hurt. So, yeah, I guess everyone focuses on him, but they got the new guy as well, Drake London. How's he doing? Let's go take a look. Drake London. Drake London got more points in one game than Kyle Pitts is all year. He's a rookie. It's like, what do we got to do to, I don't know. We got to get this guy something else, you know? We got to find ways to get him the ball. He's pretty good, though. I've been pretty impressed with like how he plays and just seeing him catch the ball a lot. The other guy who's been doing pretty well is that I think Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins, is that who it is for the Raiders? Number 10. Yeah, I think it's Mac Hollins. Yeah. This guy's had a pretty quietly good year. I mean, last game not much, but previous game, 11 targets, 8 catches, 158 yards and a touchdown. Like that's a great week. We'll see how he does against Kansas City, but Vegas is such an interesting team because you'd think Devontae would be getting so many catches, but I think because of the focus on him, he's not getting it as much. And then other guys like Hunter Renfrew should be getting it, but no. Yeah, Pickett's an interesting one. I mean, I would love to see him if he could clean up the interceptions. I mean, 3 picks in a game is not great, especially when you get penalized for them. But let's go take a look. Yeah, with 15 points, which is pretty good because he had the rushing yards, right? It won't even let me see him. Let's see. Yeah, he also had 6 rushes, 15 yards, 2 touchdowns. So that's what really got him a lot of his points were those. So if he can clean it up this week, I think he could be somebody that people really jump on early and see. I'm sad I couldn't get this guy right here, not him. But the running back from New York Jets, he's good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's first game with no first-team reps, and I get that. I just, like, to risk a fantasy play on it might be difficult, especially when there are other positions that it's harder to get points at. I mean, I can't be turning down any tips. I'm in last place by a long shot. And Alec Pierce is the biggest disappointment of my life. Look at this guy's got. Yeah, last game, 4 catches, 80 yards, no touchdowns. I would say the Colts offense, until they can figure it out, is like, just like, do not touch the Colts offense. It just doesn't seem like a good play. Right, let's go to my other team. Got Mariota. Gotta get him out. Has not been a good situation. You know, week 1 he was fine, almost 20 points. That's great. Took care of the ball. He has a fumble lost in 3 out of 4 games, which I think is an issue. And obviously he's throwing a lot of picks recently. I thought he threw a bunch of picks last week. Maybe he just had terrible completion percentage. I think he just had bad completion percentage. I mean, the guy's only thrown 3 touchdowns on the year, so not great. Josh Jacobs fine. Khalil Herbert's an interesting one. And Njoku's good. Dalvin Cook is the one that you're talking about being on like a snap count. That song's a lot. And if he is, that's somewhat of an issue. I mean, 76 yards. He rushed the ball 20 times. It doesn't seem like too much of a snap count. But I mean, keep an eye on it, see what happens. Basically, fantasy football's depressing. All my teams getting hurt, they're disappearing, they're not performing. It's terrible. Let's just go through some of the games. Let's look at what we were surprised about, what we... There we go. I was like, why isn't it not showing me the scores? Bengals Dolphins, really interesting game. Obviously, you have everything that happened with Tua, with the concussions. So obviously makes a big impact there. And then since he was essentially able to pull away in the fourth quarter with those 13 points, right? 13 fourth quarter points makes a big difference. Especially when your drives are lasting, 12 plays. You have a large impact. The Dolphins they're kind of interesting. I mean, it's like, are they going to be make or break on a couple big plays and blown coverages a game, or can they consistently get it done game after game? And that's kind of the question I think a lot of people are wondering right now about them. I thought about risking playing the highlights, but I think I might get copyrighted. I'm not sure. We can always see. What was a surprise game? Falcons beating the Browns. Browns are obviously... Excuse me. Browns are obviously wildly underperforming. Wildly. Doesn't help that one of their quarterbacks is on suspension for 12 games because of stuff he, as people will say, allegedly did. I mean, whether you say allegedly or not, it's pretty clear that something was up, and obviously not great. So with that as kind of a surprise game, I expected the Bills to beat the Ravens. I mean, this division here, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants, Eagles, is not what I was expecting at all. I mean, you got Eagles 4-0. Cowboys and Giants both have 3-1, and never in my life would I have guessed that I would be saying that right now. It feels like it's 2012. When were the Giants and Cowboys and all them good with Tony Romo, Eli Manning, and then I mean, the Eagles had a number of different guys come in and out of that place over time. CeeDee Lamb's starting to show up. Let's see how his stats are looking. I mean, he obviously started the year off really poor. 11 targets, 2 catches, 29 yards. All right, second week, 11 targets, 7 catches, 75 yards. Week 3, 12 targets, 8 catches, 87 yards, and a touchdown. Including it was the game winner, I believe. It was that the nice one-hand catch. And then he had a really rough drop early in the game, so I was glad he got to come back on that one. And then last week, 8 targets, 6 catches, and a touchdown. Reasonable. Thanks for the sub, man. Appreciate it. I'm trying to figure out my my fantasy. It's been a struggle, so thanks for subscribing there. We're just trying to work through it, trying to get some guidance because I can't do anything. Cowboys got lucky. Let's go look at the Giants. Let's go take a look at the Giants. Everything. Just because I know this is how to get to Corey is to go with the Giants. Let's go see. So Giants played the Bills, or Bears, not Bills, obviously. Justin Fields, a rough game, 174 passing. 52 yards rushing, which is more than I thought you'd see from him. Let's see who else they got. A lot more first downs. We're looking at first downs as a team. I know my team is terrible. My team is honestly terrible in both leagues. It's just been not good. So maybe I should give up. Though you would like that. Last year I won it. Barkley is leading the league in rushing. Yeah. I mean, he's also one of the only teams left that has like a bell cow style running back where there's one guy toting it the entire time. Rushing yards, total pass yards, 642. Opponents have outpassed y'all by 100 yards total, so nothing significant there. You look at a lot of sacks, decent amount of touchdowns. Turnover ratio is not bad. So they've been fine. They've been fine. Reasonable. What's with this? What's with Mac Jones being an identical person to Zappy? Zappy. Is that his name? Bailey Zappy? This is just wild to me. I can't believe this is freaking real. No. Taken away. Yeah, Mac Jones. There. Bailey Zappy. This may as well be the exact same person. They literally look nearly identical to each other. It's the weirdest thing. I've never... We have a type, that's all it is. I've never seen two quarterbacks look so similar to each other on the roster at the same time. Never in my life. It's insanity. There's no reason that these are two different human beings. It was actually Bailey Zappy that got hurt previously, and now Mac Jones is in, but because they just switched jerseys, no one knows, but people aren't game planning for him the same way because of the lower talent of Zappy, and that's how they're getting away with it. Mac Jones is Walmart Zappy? Is Zappy better than Mac Jones? Is that what we're saying here? Some other wild games from this weekend.
You could get $300 in Amazon gift cards. Start by opening
Ads. Else is a weird one. This is a game I like wish I watched. Let's see. I wonder if we can get away with watching a little bit of the highlights from it. Oh, it's not showing all of them. Sad. Hello, everybody. Cat's joining me. Houston's on the Zappy train officially and forever. He's gonna be on it. Patriots fans. I saw a guy today wearing a Patriots jersey and an Oilers hat, and I just realized that like just Dak get replaced even when he's healthy. The Dak thing's interesting. I don't think they're gonna replace Dak. I think they're gonna let him go back in, and it'll be like a make or break. We're gonna move off you type year, or we're gonna keep you type year. And if they decide they're gonna keep him, then they'll use Cooper Rush as trade bait. That's what I think, at least. I could see a team trading or like closer to trade deadline. You know, we're going to week 5. It's week 8 is the trade deadline, so you got a few more weeks before it really hits. And I think you could see a team who's quarterback needy potentially having to go for somebody like that. Maybe this year Patriots go for him, you know? Or maybe the 49ers will take a shot, because who knows what's happening with them. Maybe the Colts. I would not even hate if the Colts traded for Cooper Rush as somebody to maybe work with Matt Ryan a little bit. Matt Ryan knows the game. He's just not physically doing it anymore. He's played terrible, especially in terms of losing the ball. He's fumbled so many times. He was doing fine on yardage before, but he's just not getting the rest done. Let's see. Yeah, the Cowboys have like a weird loyalty stuff, like Corey said, because of Jerry Jones. It's just how they've always been. Like they're like, this is what we want. It's so much about tradition, rather than actually what's best necessarily for the team in the moment. So we'll see what happens with them. Let's go look at Matt Ryan here. So Matt Ryan has thrown for 5 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, so a 1-to-1 ratio. You don't love to see a 1-to-1. You'd like to see a little bit higher, 2-to-1 maybe. Couple issues. He's lost the ball 4 times. He's fumbled 4 times. Only one of them has actually been he fumbled 4 times against Houston. He's fumbled 9 times total and had 3 of them lost overall. So he's lucky it hasn't been more. It could have been even worse games. I mean, nice game to open the season. Not a bad second one. Getting blown up by the Jaguars is destroying. And then 356 last week. Sorry, 352 opening week. But yeah, getting destroyed by Jaguars is a shit feeling. Look at this guy. He means well. He's trying his best. What other games are wild? Chargers and Houston. I remember the Texans were coming back in this one for a little bit, so let's go see. Davis Mills, 26 of 35. So, I don't know, 60-something% completion. 246 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Do they even have rushing stats? Where's the rushing stats? The heck? Hello? No, they had rushing stats because I had Damian Harris on the bench and he rushed for a 75-yard touchdown. But other than that, he only had 56 yards on 13 carries. Other than that, so it's not a great look for it. It's a pretty nice Justin Herbert game. 27 of 39. We're on the right for 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. Pretty solid. I know you got 2 touchdowns, but I think Austin Eckler is not maybe. I mean, fantasy running backs this year are a mess, anyways. Is Philly the real deal or just a flash team that'll fall off? They're gonna fall off. Let's go look at their schedule. They're gonna fall off because they're good, but they don't feel like a great team. So let's bring it up. They had Detroit week 1. Okay, that's a good win. I mean, you should beat Detroit. It was a closer game than it realistically should have been for what it was. Week 2, a nice win against the Vikings. I mean, I actually think that's what would be considered an upset. The Vikings are a good team and have some. No, I do not want Philadelphia notifications. Thanks, Google. So that one was a little bit of what I would call an upset. Commanders expected win. Carson Wentz is not great with the football. He does not do a great job with it all the time. Jacksonville Jaguars also expected win. So I'd say 3 out of 4 were expected, with 1 being potentially a surprise. I think the next 2 games before the bye are tougher. Cowboys and Cardinals. Cardinals extremely hit or miss. Detroit #1 offense, last ranked defense. Is that the stat on them? And then after the bye, they got Pittsburgh. Like, these 3 games should be very winnable for them as well. Colts, very winnable. Packers, tough game. Titans, Giants. I mean, division games are never easy. But I would say overall, there's not a whole lot of top tier teams in there. Like, teams that you would consider perennial powerhouses. So I would actually say they have a really good chance at doing well and then potentially losing out in playoffs, which is, always the worst as well. What are we looking at there? The Lions. Let's go take a look at the Lions. Detroit Lions. I bet you their stats are going to look hilarious. So total first downs, their opponents outdo them by 15. Wish you had a ranking here. I wonder if I can see it here. No player stats. Here we go. So most. Where are we here? Lions. I wonder if I can see total. So 1132 passing, and then if we go over to the rushing, 656. So they're the only team near top 10 in both. Yeah, with the Cardinals being somewhere around there as well. But quite a bit further. Just a little bit further down from them. So nothing crazy there. And then where's their defense? I wonder if I can see it here. Let's go defense. I bet you this is going to be really funny. So the Lions have let up 1,100 yards passing. 7 touchdowns. They only have 1 defensive interception, which I think is its own issue. Like, if you're not getting turnovers, you're not going to win games in the NFL most times, right? And then rushing. They are third worst in rushing against. They've allowed 10 rushing touchdowns, 5.6 yards per carry. I would imagine that's the highest. Yeah, it is. And 40 rushing first downs. And they've allowed 33.9%, or more than a third of their first downs on rushes, which is crazy to think about. It means they're either like not making the play on short yardage, or they're just getting gashed. And 5.6 yards per carry tells me that they're getting gashed. I mean, they have two. Let's go take a look at their games and who crushed them. They lost to Falcons. I would guess that the Falcons put up. Oh, that was preseason. LOL. Eagles probably put up an okay amount of rush yards. I actually wouldn't expect them to have put up a whole ton. I know Seattle went for a lot of rush yards. Let's go see if we can look at it. The Giants don't have an interception. I'll look at that in a second. Seattle versus Detroit. So, okay, we have 200 plus 35. So 235 rush yards against the Lions by Geno Smith, Rashard Penny, Kenneth Walker, and Dwayne Eskridge together. You also had DK having 7 catches for 149 yards on there. That's a crazy game. I actually wish I watched that game. I was watching Red Zone, and obviously I didn't get to see all of it, but that would have been a fun game to watch. And the Lions are a little bit more reliant now on Jamal Williams, with Swift being injured. Who are their other games? How much did the Eagles put up on them? Because the Eagles I don't think of as like a rushing offense, other than Eagles versus Lions. Oh, Miles Sanders had a 7.5 yard average. Oh, and Jalen Hurts had 90 yards. So, yeah, it's pretty significant to have 186 yards between two people is significant, obviously. Did the Commanders pop off on him too? I mean, they won this game, but oh, this game they allowed essentially nothing. So those other games they really, really popped off. Priest note, the rumor of Baker getting benched. Do you think he's finally done being considered a starter? Is he getting benched? Do they talk about this? Let's look it up. I saw that he has the worst rating. Panthers sit at 1-3. $20 points a game for the offense. Not very good, obviously. It sounds like, unless they get rid of Matt Rule, that he's going to kind of stick with them. I mean, yeah, you also don't even have that many other quarterbacks, right? Darnold can come back week 5, be a high ankle sprain, but I don't think they're going to go right back to him after this. And then Matt Corral on injury reserve, so I don't think it's great. I mean, at least he's not throwing a whole lot of picks. 13th, not terrible. It's been worse. But it seems like that's kind of what they're going to end up doing. I'd be surprised if they benched him. I think... Let's look at their schedule coming up. The 49ers, that's a tough game. 49ers, that's a good team. I think Baker kind of struggled the last time they played against him with when he was on Cleveland. He had a hard time with Bosa, so that might be a tough one. One thing about the Panthers I just find interesting is like I think what Baker has done well in the past is, you know, deliver balls either deep or to the outside, and then they have guys that they're running inside routes with a lot more. You have DJ Moore, who's underperforming. Christian McCaffrey's always going to be good, but I mean, who knows if he'll ever have like the explosiveness that he had early. And then they have like Laviska Shenault. Like I feel like they do not have the weapons necessary for. Not saying it's not Baker's fault, but I think he could use some more help potentially. 49ers is a tough game. Rams may be tough, may be easy. It just seems to depend on which Rams team you get each week. It could be completely trash, but realistically, going to the Buccaneers afterwards, you could easily be looking at another 0-3 and have them be 1-6, effectively eliminated from playoffs and in a really bad spot. So I could see that happening. I think if Matt Corral was healthy, you might see a benching to potentially look at who a future quarterback is. But I don't know if you're going to see it without a real other option other than Darnold, and I just don't think that that's going to like get you additional benefit. Giants defense stats. Gotta look it up. No one has an interception. Literally interceptions, and it's just blank here in the middle of the thing. That's hilarious. That's crazy. To think of a team being 3-1 and not having an interception is pretty wild. You don't see that often. Excuse me. This is such an interesting team. It's so funny to like watch them be 2-2 when I think everybody thought this team was going to go like potentially winless. And I was somebody that I thought that I was like, I think if you bet on Seattle to lose every week, you will have a really positive season if you want to make some money that way. And then you look and Geno Smith is, I think he set a record, I believe. Someone said for pass completion percentage through their first 4 starts of the team or something. This guy's a 100 or better rating in essentially 3 games. He had 99.2 of the 1 game, and he's only thrown 2 interceptions. He's thrown 6 touchdowns, with another 1 on the ground. So like he's having a pretty effective year. I don't want updates on any team ever. I mean, last year he did not do terribly. He had 3 starts. He threw for 700 yards in the 4 games he played in, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, a touchdown, and a fumble. So not bad stats last year when he had to go in for Russell Wilson. So I could see him potentially in the future. Obviously a shit start to his career. 12 touchdowns to 21 interceptions with 43 sacks. I mean, 43 sacks sounds a lot until you see that how much did Burrow get sacked last year. $51 times. 51 times. So that's pretty crazy. I think he's already been sacked 20 times this season or something. He's been sacked 16 times already in 4 games. That's insane. This guy's on on pace. Yeah, it says here, I was about to do some math. Bengals on historic pace for sacks allowed. Joe Burrow is on pace to get sacked 85 times on the season. Let's see. Cincinnati's offensive line was a problem. And run the Super Bowl 56. Burrow was sacked 70 times during the regular season and postseason combined. 22 more than the next high sack quarterback, which is Ryan Tannehill. Obviously played a game or two less just because of the playoff elimination, but that's going to still have an effect. What else is happening in the NFL? Ooh. Power rankings are always
at the running back to play the style of football that he'd really like to be.
If you didn't see this play, it was insane.
Able to play right now. Third down and 3. Quick throw. What a catch. Samuel upright. Terrific catch and run.
First of all, maybe could have been picked, but I mean, good on that guy to grab it. Jukes, outruns, breaks the Jalen Ramsey tackle. I know Corey loves to see Jalen Ramsey get broken tackle. And then a beautiful block in the end zone for a touchdown. Samuel's such a electric player because he is built like a running back and runs like a running back, but he's got some skills. Tweets I sent you. Let's go look. Let's go look. There's no way this is real. Oh well, Tom Brady really sacrificed 13-year marriage to the Super Bowl just to have the worst QBR than Geno Smith. Very funny. This yeah, this divorce stuff is pretty interesting. I think obviously big story, but how do you go about a divorce settlement between two multi-millionaires? Like, let's Giselle. Giselle's net worth is $400 million. Tom Brady right now, $250 million. So both obviously, like if they break up, is Tom Brady going to get a settlement from Giselle because she's worth more? I don't know how that all works, but oh, Lewis says it right here. LOL. Together, the Bunchen Bradys are worth $650 million, which is insane. Yeah, I don't know about how a split is going to happen. I don't know if they'll actually split up. He's going to call it soon. It's the end of his career. Obviously, he went back, maybe past when he should have, but maybe he just wasn't ready to actually retire. I think him doing the like half retirement and then coming back was worse than if he had just not retired. If he had just said one more season, I think it could have been better for him. All right, let's go through power rankings real quick. Whose power rankings are these? All right, well, this one has the Philadelphia Eagles winning over relationships. Honestly. Okay, let's look at... I wonder if these are specific people's power rankings. Dan Hansy's power ranking. That's why. So you got Philadelphia Eagles ranked number 1. Bills number 2. The Chiefs number 3. Packers number 4, I think, is shocking. Yeah, they have to have a prenup of some sort. Like Tom Brady used to keep his son for specific reasons. It's probably in there. Packers number 4 does not really make that much sense to me. I get they're 3-1, but I mean, this team is not performing well, and I just don't see it getting that much better. They have to get really into a groove soon, or else it could get a little ugly a little early. San Francisco 49ers are up to 5th in Dan Hensley's rankings. From number 11, they're 2-2. You got Cincinnati Bengals at 6 when they're having what I would say is a pretty significantly down year. They beat literally Tua Tagovailoa being held up and then knocked out. Yeah, I just don't think that's that impressive. Baltimore 7, Tampa Bay 8. The Vikings are 9. Dolphins are 10. Los Angeles Chargers 11. Tennessee Titans 12. Cowboys are 13. That's gonna piss off a lot of people, especially when it's like, oh yeah, Cooper Rush is just taking them there. That's why they're so good. So that's gonna upset some people. Who did I see before? Oh, Los Angeles Rams are 11, not Chargers. Chargers are 14. Raiders are 15. The Denver Broncos are 16. This team's like a surprising 2-2. They feel like they should be 0-4. Dan Hansis is the only power ranking that matters. Good to know. I actually don't go on NFL.com that often, so good to know. Denver Broncos 2-2. They don't feel like a 2-2 team. They feel like a 1-3 team just based on how bad they've been offensively. But if Russell Wilson can kind of get it going, then maybe they'll turn around. 17 for the Cardinals. 18 for the Saints. That's weird for a 1-3 team. Cowboys too high. I knew Carter was going to say that. You know what's crazy is that, like, I don't think any of the NFC South teams or NFC East teams are overly impressive just based on schedules so far. But to have the Giants, who are 3-1, behind the Saints, who are 1-3, and the Saints went up a rank last week, feels crazy to me. Jaguars at 20, Cleveland Browns at 21. When they're a 2-2 team. Falcons went up 3 by beating the Browns and moving to 2-2, even though they couldn't pass the ball at all. Seattle Seahawks are up from 28 to 23. The Lions dropped 8, which means they were 16th previous to this at a ranking of 1-2. 1-3, obviously. Patriots are down 1 from 24 to 25. Obviously, Zappy taking the reins. Some people have faith. Some people do not have faith. The Jets are up 5 from 31st to 2006 to 26. We got Zach Wilson coming back. It seems like their team's starting to look decent skill-wise. They got Garrett Wilson. They got Breece Hall. They got Corey Davis. Like, they got a few guys that are starting to make some plays. So I think they could have a nice little potential future here. Pittsburgh dropped 1. Kenny Pickett going in. Tough to be a person going in and jumping in 4 games in the season, but we'll see how he does. This week will really tell a lot about what the season will look like for them. Colts may as well just be last. We're 1-2-1. And apparently Jonathan Taylor's injured, so that's terrible. And Derrick Henry had picked up just over 100 yards in the first half, so that's not a great look for somebody that's supposed to have a good defense. But Shaq Leonard, former Darius Leonard, did get a concussion on Sunday's game, so he won't be playing. Commanders up 1. I love this quote. Offense looks like hard work when you're watching the Commanders. Pass protection is poor, and Carson Wentz never seems comfortable as he repeatedly throws into tight windows. Washington struggles go beyond the quarterback cover on Sunday against Cowboys. There were 11 penalties for 136 yards. That's a significant amount of yards. Also wiping away an interception. So not good. Bears down to 30 from 27 previously. I heard Justin Fields is having like a statistically terrible season, but I might have to go look at it. And then Panthers. Oh, fuck. How do we get here? Here we go.
What if your point of sale just worked? Square Terminal does.
Panthers at 31. Mayfield's having a terrible go. They got no real. Yeah, it says Darnold's not even close to returning. Foot injury for Matt Corral, etc. So I think Matt Rule and Baker Mayfield are kind of linked at the hip right now, at least. And then 32, the Houston Texans. I actually don't know if, I mean, they're 0-3-1. It's just not great. But I feel like they're showing more promise than like some teams like the Chicago Bears, the Carolina Panthers, the Commanders. Like, I feel like there's a little bit of fight in Houston when you didn't expect it. And the other teams that you were expecting them to be fighting and competitive are just like not doing it. What do you think, guys? What else in there is brutally wrong? Justin Fields has fumbled 5 times and thrown 4 interceptions, and he only has 3 touchdowns for. So 3 touchdowns to 8 potential turnovers, 6 that actualized because 2 didn't get recovered, or 3 didn't get recovered. But no games over 200 yards yet. No games over 200 yards, obviously. That's an issue on its own. Situational stats. Very curious. Literally nothing here. Great. Denver's rough. Yeah, Denver being oh god, I don't know where they are. 14 seems a little wild for Denver, or 16 now. They're 14 previously. I think Russell Wilson's kind of starting to get together. Let's take a look. Last week, Russell Wilson went 17 of 25 for 237 for 2 touchdowns and 1 touchdown rushing. So that's not bad. I mean, they lost, obviously. There are 2 wins against the 49ers, where he didn't throw any touchdowns. They had, I think, a rushing touchdown that game. I think against the Texans. So 1, I would say, a decent win. 1 not good against the Texans, where he threw 1 touchdown and 1 interception. As well, he was sacked 3 times in that game. Yeah, they feel quite high to me. Phoebe. Cardinals still feel I don't know if they're a little high. I mean, they are a middle of the pack team essentially. Saints feel like they're too high for me. If I were the commissioner, double doinks would be from 61 yards. That would count double. Yeah, for a team as talented as they are, they're really not just putting up the types of performances that you would assume if Jameis Winston is anywhere near the quarterback that people say he can be, and we've seen him to be from time to time. Michael Thomas, pretty hit or miss. Alvin Kamara decided last second on Sunday he wasn't going to play. I wonder if I can pull it up.
Picked up 5 yards on the box snap.
Yes, Alvin Kamara won't play versus Vikings in London, and that was at 8 a.m. Eastern time. 6 a.m. here. Absolutely brutal. It's questionable coming into Sundays. Third consecutive designation. He's played. And then they were without Jameis Winston as well. And I think Andy Dalton had a Had a decently nice game for them. Let's see. I went 20 of 28 for 236 yards and a touchdown. He also lost a fumble, so not great there. Okay, that's kind of finishing up on NFL stuff. What's going on in gaming today? So first thing we saw was Overwatch came out today. So if you didn't know, Overwatch 2 came out today. Free to play, you know, all the stuff, I believe. Free to play? Overwatch 2 be free to play. Free to play experience. Yep, so it is free to play. It came out today and people couldn't get in. There was wild queue times. I saw queue times with like 75,000 people, hours long, not being able to get in. I saw a really funny. What's the clip here? See if it's the clip. I can't remember if it is. Nope. Not it. I saw a clip of a guy absolutely losing his mind as Overwatch 1 shut down. I heard that it was a wild finish to it. Let's see what this guy says here. Looks like it basically just invited everybody to play the new one. They held out the servers until very last second, so they had servers on until right when the day before Overwatch 2 started, and so the servers went offline, and then basically told people that there's a new beginning, and that Overwatch 2 would be starting. So I wish I could find this clip of it. It's very funny. So let's see if I can find that after. What else is happening in gaming news? We have Call of Duty, obviously coming out soon. So Modern Warfare 2 2022, because there's already been a Modern Warfare 2, because they're just not creative enough with names. It's coming out October 28th. So that is not this Friday, not the one after that, but the one after that. So just under a month from last Friday, and we're looking at 24 days from now, so 3 and a bit weeks, and that's gonna be huge. One thing that's nice about it as well is that if you pre-order, you get to play the campaign a week early. So they said they're gonna launch the campaign, I believe they said either on the 21st, I think was the goal. So 3 Fridays from now, and that'll be playable for anybody just based on time zone or whatever. It might be a couple hours difference, but campaign early access, which is nice because I think what they recognize is a lot of people, as soon as the game starts, they're going to want to play multiplayer as much as possible to level up weapons for Warzone. Warzone launching 3/16, just under 3 weeks after. So it's 19 days after, or 18 days after Modern Warfare 2 launches, Warzone 2 launches, and I think because they know people are going to want to be leveling up guns, they are releasing the campaign early for people to pre-order so they can play through that before multiplayer goes live. So I thought that was interesting. Do. What other games news is there? Spotify go. I think the Halo Infinite co-op has been officially either canceled or delayed. We launch a new map, so split screen cooperative play is canceled outright. So if you're trying to play on the same system, you can't play co-op, but it looks like you will be able to do it online. And it won't be out for a little while. So if you are a Halo fan, I know Priestel and Corey, you guys both have played a lot of Halo before, so if you want to play co-op, no luck quite yet. Ooh, the other fun news is Need for Speed, everyone's favorite racing game series, is launching something on Thursday. So 2 days from now at 10 a.m. they kind of, oh, it's very loud. They launched just this little teaser today, I would say, based on the art of it. And a lot of people saying it's going to be called Need for Speed Unbound. It's sounding what I would call more Need for Speed Underground-esque, just based on the aesthetics that they're showing, but we will see on Thursday. I've always loved Need for Speed games. I haven't played them in a little while. I mean, there was a couple that came out fairly recently. Let's see. Yeah, Need for Speed Heat, which is the most recent one. You had Hot Pursuit and Payback together. Payback was Cyberpunk 2. Cyberpunk 2 is announced. I'm gonna go take a look. And then you had the original Need for Speed. This game was supposed to kind of be like an updated version of Underground, and I just don't think people ended up liking it the same way. I don't know why it's only showing old cars, but it was a little bit more Underground-esque. But it just didn't capture it quite the way I think people wanted it to. That was in 2016. Let's go take a look at Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red has announced the codenames for brief descriptions for 5 new games, including 3 Witcher games, a new Cyberpunk, and a brand new IP. 5 games are Orion, a codename for our next Cyberpunk game, which will take the Cyberpunk franchise further and continue harnessing the potential of this dark future universe. Orion will be developed by a brand new CD Projekt studio set up in the US. Okay, so that's probably still a little while out, would be my guess, just based on the time frame around it. Polaris, a codename for the next installment in the Witcher series of games, which we recently announced was in pre-production, is the beginning of a new saga. We aim to release 2 more Witcher games after Polaris, including a new AAA RPG trilogy. The full trilogy is intended to release in a 6-year period. Canis Majoris, a full-fledged Witcher game, separate to the new Witcher saga, starting with Polaris. It'll be developed by an external studio, headed by experienced developers who've worked on Witcher games. Sirius, a codename for a game developed by Molasses Flood, set in the Witcher universe. And then Hadar, a codename for a third, entirely distinct IP created from scratch within CD Projekt Red. Interesting. Cyberpunk 2077 Orion. I'd be really interested to see when that comes out. I still own Cyberpunk. I have played maybe an hour of Cyberpunk, and the game just didn't capture me quite the way I thought it would, and maybe I'll go back and check it out. I mean, I own it. I purchased it, so be worth a look. I also have all those Witcher games and never really got to go through them. This is the most recent expansion for Cyberpunk here.
I'm a master of myself. nobody else.
Bad first.
I'm a master of myself and my craft. I'm embracing my uniqueness.
Well, I'll just get back to
I
try.
am living the life I intended.
There we go.
Repeat after me. I, V, do solemnly swear
I, V, do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully serve the new United States of America
that I shall faithfully serve the new United States of America.
on behalf of all Americans. I thank you for your service.
You know, taking that oath. Bad idea.
So Phantom Liberty looks expansion. My guess would be this is 2023, so that's next year. My guess just based on in the same game, but you're playing as maybe somebody on the police or military side of the cyberpunk world. So it's so interesting, this big universe that they're trying to create. Interesting. Cardinals have released Andy and Isabella. Corey's just delivering me news as the day goes. So interesting. Subject to trade interest last few years. He was such a high intrigue pick when they got him in the draft. When did he get picked? Let's go take a look. It was, he ran a 4.31 of the 40-yard dash. Tied with the third fastest time with Paris Campbell. He's drafted with a 62nd pick, so he's drafted in the second round. In a draft where they they got that trade in a trade for Josh Rosen, which is funny. So it's not like they lost a trade pick by doing it, but I mean, definitely not great. And then stats over time. I don't know if he got any stats. Does Andy Isabella have stats? So far this year, 2 catches for 21 yards. For a long of 88 for a long of 11. And on his career, he has 33 catches in 3 years for 3 touchdowns. So he's averaging 11 catches and 1 touchdown per year. It's like an average Michael Thomas game. So that's not great. So, I mean, I'm not surprised they moved off with kind of what they're looking at now in terms of wide receivers. Yeah, Hollywood Brown, you got DeAndre Hopkins. I think Hopkins comes back this week, if I'm correct. Rondell Moore. Greg Dortch, who's been doing really well. And then, yeah, I mean, that's 3 plus Dortch, who I'd never heard of before this year, but he seems to be playing pretty decent, so they seem to like him there. What else has Rappaport got going on? QB's working out for the Giants today. AJ McCarron, the Bama GOAT. Does this make some sense? Patriots are expected to sign Garrett Gilbert to their practice squad and potentially have him. Colts signed another kicker. I thought they had a kicker that did decent. And then the Broncos took Latavius Murray because Javonte Williams is out for the season. So I think Melvin Gordon is obviously not the answer that they want. The guy has fumbled away a few different games, and they're going to want to try out somebody different. What else do we got here? We have, let's see, a little bit of NFL news, nothing crazy. What else happened this past weekend? I feel like it was a fairly eventful weekend. Oh, I mean, we had we had this guy Censor, so I'll add a little bit of background here. Nadia is a Warzone player. She's very popular because she is always accused of cheating. As you can see, there's stuff saying rage hacker, banned, you know, Nadia admits, etc. And then you have this picture of this human here, and I'll add some context. So Nadia has always been accused of cheating because she's a great player. She's a really good streamer. Oh, ha, it me. She's a good streamer. She plays a lot of Warzone. Yeah, hacking. And let's just go see here. Just so many that are like accused again.
What do you call a nutritious snack made with whole?
People just assuming that this girl is just rage hacking on everybody live all the time. I think there's definitely a little bit more attention to it because she is a female streamer and obviously very clickable content. But you can see her once we get through the ads. And this guy here, Bad Boy Beeman, this character, not a fan. Do not like him. He just basically accuses everybody of hacking just because of some skill that they have. I just want to see if they can find some real clips that she has where they're assuming that she's hacking.
She's turned up to the party too late, but at this point she's already on 8 kills as well. Bear in mind, during this gameplay, she was live.
A long video. Let's see if we can find something that's a little bit shorter.
I'm a big Gouda guy. Like me some Gouda.
Gouda is
Here we
good.
go. Let's see if this is anything suspect.
Oh my god, I'm stuck.
Misses a shot. A decent kill there. Let's see if we can get some better quality. And she's shooting through a fence here that I don't think is very questionable. I mean, if you were to look back, okay, downs the guy right there. She knows where the guy's still at, so she just goes for a finish. And it looks like she got a guy that went for a res on him, so I think people assumed that was cheating automatically. It doesn't, to me, look like cheating. You'll see here. Shoots a guy, hits him in the legs and the head. I think she got scared by her own teammate here. And that's why she shot at this wall. You can also see that there's pause. up here in the top left-hand corner. Make it a little bit bigger. Top left-hand corner right here where my mouse is going around. Red dot showing it's on her level, which is what she's looking at right now. You can actually see her looking up top left. And you can see that she's looking up that. There's somebody over there. So I think she pre-fires that area, expecting this red dot on her map right there to come through. It doesn't come through there, it comes through the other door, and then she turns and just makes a nice play on him. So I would say fairly explained there based on what information you have.
Been complaining for like you cheating, like they're tired of it, they're sick.
Oh,
So they went to go kick me out of the vent, right? So I walk out and I was like, wait, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not gonna get kicked out of the vent. So, guys, I was wearing a muscle tank. I was wearing a muscle tank at the event. And yeah, I need to get out of here, bro.
Just we're talking about having to leave an event. They're assuming this is cheating, when my guess would be that a game looks different on someone's monitor than it does when you watch it. So, for example, if I wonder if I can actually even display this. It's a good way to do this. There's no great way, but basically what I'm looking at is that on my monitor on my right, the dark blue from my OBS, my streaming software, is quite dark, and then it's almost like a light navy on my other monitor, just based on some different color differences. So I don't think that this is abnormally sketchy when there's a good chance you could just see him in hers, whereas they're actually taking it from a stream. And something interesting about streams is that they break them down quite far. They have what's called bitrate, and so a recording of something, like what I use for recordings, is in, let's say, 50,000 or 100,000 for the bitrate, and then a stream is in like 4,000 to 6,000. So it's much more compressed. There's a lot less detail. You can see a lot less detail around the edges of stuff, like here, even when it's 1080p. So I think that's interesting. Hit some okay shots.
No.
Nothing I would say weird there.
That's so annoying.
That's a weird clip.
No, they are. What the? Why?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what she might have been doing here, because she looks at this guy, shoots him. And I mean, it's possible she sees that this guy has a pistol and that he's not as much of a threat.
That's so annoying.
Then kills him. But I think when people hear her say that's so annoying, they're assuming that it's because they think her aim just like locks to somebody there, even though there's not necessarily anybody there.
Underneath? No, they are. What the? Why? Dude.
My boy Cass is going through it.
Dude, I'm going through it. I'm literally chasing somebody that doesn't want to be chased. No, I just got my kill stolen.
I would say literally nothing sketchy about this clip.
Underneath?
We'll go to the next
No,
one
they
here.
are.
So you can see on her map, she says they're underneath. 2 red dots with the arrows below them. I know it's hard to see on your end, but
Oh, what the?
2 arrows pointing down right there. She goes out, and if you're a pretty good Call of Duty player, you're looking at your radar often. She's looking back at it again here. Now it shows that they're on her level. So there's... It's, I wonder if I can actually bring this a little bit bigger for y'all. You can see little red dots on her level now. There's no arrow below or above it, which means that it's actually on her level. She's looking at it. She sees that they went out and inside. You can actually see him on the right side of her screen. It's actually right behind where I am right here. But right here, you can see the guy hanging out in the window. Pushes up. She has a UAV going. UAV again. Just shows people ahead of her. in this range here. You can see her again looking at that, using the radar.
Dude.
Chase them outside. Again, they're still in front of her. They are running away. They're back where she's looking towards now.
Dude, I'm going through it. I'm literally
She takes the
chasing through
stem,
it.
sees him out here. And then she just hip fires him. She's a controller. She's got some aim assist.
I just got my kill stolen.
I'd say literally nothing suspect about that moment.
Yes, please.
Just some good recoil control there. I don't know what the stress over that one is. This one just shooting people.
Oh my god.
That's an. I don't see the issue on this one. You can see the person clear as day on the screen. I don't know if maybe on the device someone's watching it on, they couldn't see it and it's looking sketchy to them, but. Okay, good kill there.
Not the same thing that I have. Wait, how did that guy have spawn protection? What? Wait.
I didn't see anything in there that would suggest cheating, so I'm not sure where the stress is coming from there. But anyways, Nadia accused of cheating. She's one of the most renowned potential cheaters in the world. And then so this guy, Doug Sensor, he's an ex-Call of Duty pro, and he came out and said that he had been given software or worked on a program with somebody who could basically reverse engineer stuff from people from a cheating website to find the usernames that downloaded it. So he said that he was going to expose a bunch of people, going to expose a whole bunch of pros, and then he went on to talk about Nadia. And just talked about, well, Jimmy. Let's go through here. You know, Detective Doug has a message for Nadia tomorrow night. See you there. Let's talk about Nadia and how she's afraid a girl who got exposed for cheating thinks I'm going to frame Nadia while I wait for X to get home to expose cheaters. He's showing messages that Nadia had sent him about the situation, etc. And I mean, he rode this for, I don't know, a week, maybe a little bit more, about saying he was going to be catching all these cheaters, and then said he was going to do it. You know, I'm going to expose you tomorrow night, see you there, etc. And then he put up a stream where he played a video where instead of accusing her of cheating because he claimed that the program no longer worked, he proposed to her on Rebirth Island in a video that he made where he rode this Sea-Doo to an island and claimed his Rebirth Island from Call of Duty and proposed to this girl Nadia, to which she had a great response. Let's see if I can pull it up here. To which she responded, "I am so happy. I like women." Hilarious. I think it's super funny. I think this Doug guy was clearly using it for attention. If I can pull up his stats. So he had been kind of just going steady on stats here in YouTube, what you can say, and then he went up by about 10,000 subscribers over the course of a short period, and then got 460 million live views over the last little while, even jumping from 16,000 on a recent video to 344,000 during the period of which he was accusing Nadia. So I think it's pretty clear he's just doing it kind of for attention, but it's just annoying to use somebody else's name for attention like that, to slander them when they're potentially just a really good player. It also just kind of sucks for women's gaming because you don't see him, like, he's not making videos about some of the male players out there who might have what people would suspect to be cheating, even if it's not. I just miss the days of, Symphony hacking clips. Let's see. Symphony cheating. Oh.
That feeling?
I remember early Warzone, right when this came out. It was always popping off. People loved watching Symphony.
Stunning in. He's like as well. So stunning in. One's up top.
Kill the guy with the grow up there, shooting. Gets his kill.
Crossing the lake.
People used to just clean aimbot the entire time. When I think he's just an absolutely cracked kid at the game. He's just trying to wallbang anybody in those situations.
Hey guys, and welcome back. What's going on? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, thanks to everybody who's hit that subscribe.
I don't think any of the people are just wild. Really helps us out. The dream face reveal. That's actually a good question. Dream face reveal is really funny. It's interesting to see how many people care about dream mask. Let's just look at the mask first. So, Dream for Forever has been this character essentially that you see here. This has been who Dream is if you're not familiar with him. He's a streamer, huge amounts of subscribers, huge amounts of popularity, especially during like the Among Us type deal. He's also a Minecraft streamer who was accused and then also admitted to cheating for like a record run in Minecraft. So let's just go Dream. Dream has 30.7 million subscribers on 111 videos. Minecraft stuff, yes, his in-game name is Dream, and he just like gained a lot of popularity, I think, during the Among Us days, during COVID, etc. And the other day he did a face reveal, to which this was his face. Let me see if I can find it. This is Dream's face. I would say pretty normal looking human overall. It looks like an average dude. He's got a dark room with the dream light in the background. And it is so funny watching people's reactions to it because a lot of people ripped on his setup, and I was like, yeah, he doesn't use a camera. Like, why have a well lit setup if you never use a camera, right? So, kind of interesting there. And then people ripped on him. People absolutely ripped on him. Let's see. I wonder if anything's still trending on here. Let's go explore. Trending, we have, most of it's kind of gone away now, but during the time of him doing it, put the mask back on was absolutely trending. There is obviously tons and tons and tons. We could literally just scroll forever of all of the tweets about put your mask back on, as if he's like a bad looking dude. I think he's a regular looking dude. It looks pretty normal overall. There's been a lot of really funny comparisons to that. Obviously Stan from American Dad. A lot of people saying this is what we expect, this is what we got. And the kind of weird thing was that there's like all these face reveal reactions of people who treat it like they had seen the craziest thing ever. And I think like a couple funny things from this is just like, let's see if we can get some sound on this.
10 seconds away from what is going to break the internet. Dream, I'm expecting you to look handsome. How many people are watching this right now?
Do I just drop it?
1.5 million.
Hi.
Whoa!
Feels so awkward. Talking to a camera for the first time.
Dude!
Hi. My name is Clay, otherwise known as Dream.
Dream
online.
is hot,
may have
bro.
heard of me.
Dream.
I'd actually say that's a pretty normal reaction from Courage. I think some people had like crazy shocked reactions as if they've never seen a human that looks like him before. But the only thing I can think of really is like for all people that knew him, like all of his friends and stuff, streamer wise, all said that they've never seen his face before. He's a very private human apparently. And I could just think back to like COVID time when you started working with somebody and you only ever saw them with the mask on, and then when they took it off, you're like, oh, your face actually looks different than what I thought you looked like. That's the closest thing I can kind of imagine to a similar scenario. But yeah, it was a lot. Here we go. So, see if we can find a good one in here.
This tastes terrifically. It's 100% organic, naturalifically, with red peppers roasted sizzleifically, and blended with organic milk creamifically. It's specifically.
I joined Uber One for the $0 delivery.
That's. I hate non-skippable ads. Brutal.
FaceTiming Dream. It says Dream. It doesn't. It says Dream.
Oh my god. It's Tommy in it in the flesh.
No!
Hello. Hi. This is me. This is what I look like. So what are your thoughts?
I'm freaked out. This is weird. I wanted to pick up and go pass, and I was just looked at you and I like froze, man. I literally give us the entire tour of you.
Immediately asked for
Stop
nudes.
rotating.
Yeah, it like Tommy in it freaking out. I don't know who that is. Carl Jacobs, who works with Mr. Beast. I believe.
Dream is calling me right now on FaceTime. I'm about to see his face for the first time. I'm actually nervous. All right, here it is. Oh shoot! What the heck? You look like a baseball player. You scream baseball player to me.
Rocking like a bit of a mullet.
You scream baseball player. That's actually pretty accurate.
I don't know what I expected you to look like. You're actually handsome. This is messed up. You're not supposed to be attractive, Dream. People are gonna be pissed now. Thanks a lot.
Look, I'm a normal guy.
Wait, take off your pants.
I'm gonna run into Nick's room. I'm gonna piss everywhere.
Okay, pee right now. Go, 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 go.
Well, Carl, I'm glad I got to see you for the first time.
Oh my god!
Alright, everyone's doing it, so I'm gonna do it as well. I'm gonna call Dream and see what he looks like. Oh my god, you're black.
You didn't know that?
I didn't expect you to be
That's
black,
right.
bro.
Oh, dude. You're black. This is obviously, clearly not a black person, but KSI, pure comedy. So that's funny. The kind of interesting thing he did was he had about a 2-week process of telling people that he was going to be revealing his face and sending those types of videos to creators to not share online. And then they were all tweeting out, I've seen Dream's face, to kind of like build hype for the moment. And they went on to just say like, oh, and I'm probably not going to have my face on all the videos. Like I'm probably just not going to be on camera. So interesting. I mean, a lot of creators do that. They just like people want to see their face. One that I've seen before was YouTuber I watched, Atomic Graphic. He did something similar where he showed it. He's not afraid to show it anymore, but it's still not a part of his content necessarily. Pokemon.
Do I just drop it?
Yeah.
Alright, for real. I'm dropping it.
Okay.
Hi.
Oh my god, he looks.
Feels so awkward. Talking to a camera for the first time.
Aww.
My name is Clay, otherwise known as Dream online.
His name's Clay. Unexpected.
He has anime eyes.
He has anime eyes, she says.
Oh, I said this.
And last one up, Saiku now.
No chance he's stalling for 30 minutes. He wouldn't. He said he's dropping it. He did it.
Feels so awkward. Talking to a camera for the
Wait, he didn't troll. Hey, you know what? He didn't troll.
otherwise known as Dream online.
Nothing too animated. Pretty normal. I mean, it's a face reveal. People like to know who they're connecting with, and if you have 30 million subscribers, I think there's a lot of people that are interested in what you might look like. It just adds another level of connection. So I think it is what it is. Is it a little blown out of proportion? Absolutely. Is it probably likely very successful for him? Obviously, yes. And to just make that point, his view with Hi, I'm Dream, 30 million views in 2 days, so a pretty significant amount. It has more views than a lot of his most popular videos, excluding some of these top hits of Minecraft. This is his speedrunner grand finale, which he admitted to cheating, I believe, in 115 million views. But other than that, it's normal. I think like just humanizing somebody. We've seen it before with people. Adds a face to a personality that people connect with, and that's normal. Nothing too crazy. Blown out of proportion for sure. But I think a couple of the more normal reactions are a little bit more accurate to what it is actually like. To see someone's face for the first time like that. Typically, it's just not what you expect when you talk with someone, and when you like learn their personality, you typically have an image in their mind of what they look like. I think of people that we talk to on Discord all the time, where we talk to them and you kind of gain an image of what you believe they look like, and then you see them and it's usually nothing like what you think it is going to be, and it's usually a surprise. It just adds another layer to the human that you know. So that's always interesting there. Let's see if anybody's up for some Gumma Gums. Some gums on stream. See if I can get any good games before I decide to call for the night. I mean, I've been going for almost 2 hours now. No one cares who he was until he put on the mask. Yeah, honestly. Quality Batman reference. Yeah, it'd been funny if he had like a different mask for a long time. I think that's interesting. This is such a big part of like his channel is like this figure of obscurity, and yeah, people just kind of like know what he looks like. So I'd be curious if he's gonna change maybe social medias or anything like that to support that. Let's go look and see if he did change it. Dream. Nope, still his picture. Nothing's changed. He posted the picture there, 902,000 likes. I'll be preparing my face reveal on YouTube in about 2 hours, 639,000 likes. Just obviously a lot of engagement happening there. Brian Priestnall, I know you two are here. We should do a Madden fantasy draft. PG's playing with one of his buddies. I'll probably just chill for a little bit. All good, Corey. Something we can think about, though. Other man just kind of died off. looking at some stuff for just some Warzone stuff. Just looking forward to it. There's another mode called DMZ that's going to be coming out with Warzone 2, and basically what it's looking like is think Escape from Tarkov, more of like an extraction type shooter, but it's all said. Gonna stream the draft. I think it means desperate. Well. And DMZ is kind of going to be kind of like a Tarkov style shooter where you have loot that you'll go in with and that you can lose if you die, and other loot that you can get from other people if you kill them, and challenges to do while you're in and try to get out with whatever your winnings or your challenges are. So I think it'll be interesting. There's really not much information about it at all yet. It's super limited, but see. And then here's just some stuff that we're looking at for Warzone. So Zone 1, it looks like it's going to be open for about an extra 85 seconds, extra total loot time. And then there's stuff called Strongholds now. Lots of different changing in how the times are split up, so you can see here. To basically make it so it's a little bit of a slower pace is kind of what they're looking for, is my guess. This is a quality meme. The guy who caught Aaron Judge's 60-second home run. Every single one right now is a record for him, I believe. So it's interesting because people are just bidding off the balls that he hits into the outfield. This is kind of interesting. President of Overwatch says that they're experiencing a mass DDoS attack on our servers, meaning someone's actually stopping them from giving service to people and preventing them from playing. I can always think of, when was this? I remember there being a Christmas. I must have been in my teens to college years, and someone DDoSed Xbox and PlayStation. Let's see. It was during Christmas. 2014. Sure. Millions of people could not use their game consoles for a second day as disruption of the Xbox Live and PlayStation networks continued after an apparent cyber attack. A group calling itself Lizard Squad claimed responsibility for bringing down both networks on Christmas Eve, which could have affected nearly 160 million gamers. And I can't remember, there was some really good games coming out then, but also Christmas, just as like a time for you and friends, is like, hey, here's a day off. You do your morning, you do your breakfast, whatever, and you have a span of time. It's like essentially from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. where you get to play games and go chill with your friends and enjoy whatever you want to enjoy, with knowing that everybody's off. And then these people ruined it. Overwatch is they're experiencing a DDoS attack. So what that means is it's like a delay of service. So shop. Basically, someone is stopping people from being able to gain access to the servers, which is leading people to have queue times with like 50,000 plus people in it. They said, unfortunately, we're experiencing. Let's see if I can bring it up here. Fortunately, we're experiencing a mass DDoS attack on our servers. Teams are working hard to mitigate / manage this, causing a lot of drop / connection issues. I mean, I've seen people waiting, you know, more than 50,000 people in line out of people. So what does this person say? 50,000 as well. Hasn't moved, etc. It's because someone was actually attacking their servers to not let them have access to it. Then probably last gaming news really for today is that 100 Thieves Nadeshot came out with a energy drink brand called Juvie. Juvie comes in 3 different flavors. Comparing about Overwatch today, and you guys know what's actually happening. Yeah, they just can't get access right now, unfortunately. Juvie has 5 calories, so 0 sugar, 128 milligrams of caffeine, which is a pretty relatively low amount. I'd say it's pretty low compared to much of the competition, unless they have something similar to caffeine in there to help you with it. Wow, this is an overwhelming thing. I'm like, okay, we got theanine going from right to left. We have vitamin B's, taurine, caffeine. I saw ginseng in there. 3 flavors so far. What up, Mooney? How you doing? 3 flavors. You got tropical crush, kiwi strawberry, and watermelon lime. Whoever wants to from your, just jump in the Discord. We can chat. Don't know if there's a whole lot of information on it. Yeah, 5 calories. You have vitamin D, B3, etc. All the normal stuff. That's about it. They really don't show a whole lot of ingredients other than the 120 milligrams of caffeine, which I think is one of the only ingredients where you have to legally say exactly how much of it is, because obviously it can have an impact on people with heart conditions, etc. That's interesting. So it came out from Nadeshot today. He kind of launched this. They, painted the 100 Thieves compound to be colored like the Juvie stuff. Obviously, it's an animation, but that's what it looks like there. I mean, great way to advertise your stuff. I think right now it's just available online. I think so far just US. Actually, let's just try. Let's just try to buy something. If I was to get a flavor, I would get this one. Sure. 36 bucks for a 12 pack, so you're looking at $3 per. Yeah, just available for shipping in the United States. Just United States right now, unfortunately. Yarom, how are you? How are you doing, dude? Thank you for subscribing to the channel a bit earlier. Appreciate it. I'm assuming it'll come to Canada. I don't know if there's any notice about that. It just launched today, so my guess is they'll likely keep in the States for quite a while until something big enough happens. I mean, it's even tough to get other popular energy drinks like Ghost Energy or anything in the States right now.
way. It's not like overbearing. It's not too sweet. The carbonation's there, and honestly, it's very, very refreshing.
Oh man, this is really good.
Tropical Crush, here we go. Okay, this is good. I like this more than the other one. The flavor's there. It's not too overbearing, just like the other flavor. I really, really think this is a great product. Good.
It seems pretty scripted. Jerome, Overwatch got DDoS attacked today, so I think they're really struggling to get people into games. So I probably would not hold your breath on it. Has anybody here in chat watched Andor yet at all? Anybody watched any of Andor? I'm assuming Jerome may have watched a little bit. He's usually pretty on top of it, but maybe not. Not playing Battlefield 2042. You're out of ideas, dude. There's gotta be so many other games that you have available for you. Are they? That's good to know. Excited for the flavors from them. Looks pretty good. Oh, is it? I did hear some good things about the Battlefield update. I haven't really seen... I didn't watch any of the videos about it, but I mean, the old Battlefields are just so good. I still play like Battlefield 4 from time to time. I just pop off in those. Yeah. Here is a cat. Goodbye. Been on the Game of Thrones grind. Yeah, I've been watching Lord of the Rings. Robbie and I have been doing watch party on Fridays or Thursday nights for Lord of the Rings, just watching through it and kind of going through. It's been good. I haven't watched any of the new Game of Thrones. I know Priestnell's upset. He doesn't like the harsh change of actors all of a sudden without any warning. You know, they didn't warn anybody. To be great. Says all we want for Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2. It's a John Wick operator. I feel like I hear Phoebe, but I'm not sure what she's doing. She's somewhere. He doesn't hate the show. He just said it was a shock to see them like drastically change actors and jump, 9 years into the future all of a sudden. And then a lot of their ads still use the old actors. Yeah, that was the other thing a lot of people said was that it wasn't all the characters. Like some characters, they kept the actor the same and like kind of aged them. Some they picked like just completely different actors for to display the change, but not all of them. So kind of interesting. This is really cool. This is from somebody from Optic Gaming who has made a PC case that carries a dual PC system. It looks like it includes it looks like an Elgato face cam, mouse, monitor, obviously, and then it's like this little 2 PC system. That's sick. That PC is so clean. The one on the actually both those PCs are super clean. Jerome, new goal for minimal PC. I'm curious if this guy's any info about it. Not much, honestly. Yeah, I've seen a couple really small PC cases. Let's see if I know you tried out the Lian Li Q58 before. I don't know what the GPU is in it. That's what I was trying to find out there. It didn't seem like you had a whole lot of information about it, though. Complete dual PC streaming setup that fits inside a Pelican case, including 27-inch 1440p monitor, 15-inch secondary monitor for chat/OBS, Go XLR, webcam, wireless keyboard and mice, foot pedal. It's a lot in it, honestly. I don't know if it says what it is. It could be. I mean, you look at like things like you can get a Trident 3 now, which I think they're pretty small. Let's see if I can find a good comparison photo here. But Trident 3 has a pretty small case. I mean, oh, I'm in the way. That's one there on the right, just kind of down underneath the monitor. So obviously a pretty small case overall. You can get 3060 and those pretty good. I mean, this one's obviously a little bit more expensive, $1,800 for a 12700F and a 3060. But I did see somebody. I think I actually sent you to this before. See if it's still around. It is too. This person apparently has a Trident 3 in case that has a 12400 in it, 12400F, so not bad, with a 16 gigs of RAM and an RTX 3060, and he wants, oh my god, I zoomed out so far. He wants $750 for it, so pretty respectable for it if someone was just trying to get into a decent gaming PC. Yeah, I saw that. That was super clean. Light Revolt. It's a nice case of all shift. I know you can kind of change the look of it. You obviously got the NR200, which is what Jerome runs, what I used to ROM. Clean ITX case right there. ITX cases are just so nice, but you're definitely just a little bit more restricted in terms of parts for them, as we've all experienced, depending on that. What's up, Jermaine? Welcome in. Yeah, there's some nice ones. There's also a something I was looking at before was this. Oh, I wonder if I can find it. I think I saw a video on Hardware Canucks. Yeah, case ATX. But we can do it. I think Next time we have a mobile, we should go through the parts on your PC and see like what might have a little bit of value. Like for example, like your GPU might be able to toss up for a couple $100 and get something that'd be a considerable upgrade for minimal extras. But you gotta dust it. Oh yeah, the 40 series GPUs are just absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Yeah, I'm not getting an iPhone. Connor came in the other day flexing that his iPhone could zoom up to 15 times. I just showed him I could easily go to 30, and I was like, cool, man. That's great. He's like, damn it. He's like, that's crazy. I was like, yeah, they're just phones. They're all the same. Jeremy, give me a free iPhone. I'll be on iPhone. So this is a ITX size case that has an ATX motherboard in it. So you would use a full size motherboard similar to the one I have beside me, but in a case of this size, which is pretty crazy. Still a little bit taller, like obviously compared to like an NR200 or something. It's a taller one, but just a different style case. Really nice for something like an that has an ATX motherboard though. This one's a 10-liter case, which is really small. Very similar size to, I think it's actually less space than an NR200 overall. But I don't think they're like available to buy at all. It is really thin. Yeah, completely sold out. I also just imagine these might be really difficult to build in, or I'm not sure how they support in terms of like actual cooling. Yeah, very clean. Like that's a really nice looking, that's a clean PC. But again, it looks like a little bit more restricted in terms of, yeah, like a 120 or 140 millimeter radiator, like a one fan down here in the corner. Yeah, I got the Founders Edition card in it. Very clean. I saw a video the other day of somebody who, wonder if I can find this. Give me a second. See if I can find it. There's somebody who like 3D built himself a PC, and it was freaking beautiful. Oh, here we go. Got look at the size of this little PC. That is hilariously tiny. I think it's all like 3D printed with like carbon fiber and stuff though.
Good
He talks
God,
about,
it's smaller than my cock.
Well, honestly, even smaller. Even smaller.
Didn't
Hey
think
dude,
it
how you
was
doing?
quite possible.
What's going on?
Well, not much. I had a great, I guess, little nap. I passed the fuck out for like 2 or 3 hours.
Nice, love to see
So,
that.
yeah, that's why I missed the beginning of stream. I'm sorry, but I'm
Yep.
here now.
That's alright. Just chilling.
How was the foosballs talk?
That's fine. I was just going through my terrible fantasy teams and reviewing our
yes,
shit there,
yes.
and going through
Love
that. So
it.
that
Yeah,
was a
totally
process.
feel that.
Yeah. I'm 0-4 in both my leagues. It's not great.
Oh, good man. Good man.
God. Yeah, Drum, go for it. We're just chilling. I'm probably gonna finish up the stream relatively soon here, and then see what people are up to. Hello.
Hello.
Well, you always like this, you know?
How's it going?
It going. How you doing?
Gucci. I'm just like staring at Overwatch's home screen here.
Just waiting. Just waiting forever.
Yeah. How's it going, Robbie? Oh, I just heard myself.
I'm doing all right, homie. I'm chilling, vibing.
Nice.
Just rolled one up, you know.
Hell yeah. Fuck. And see what you're seeing right now, Russell.
Oh, I'm just not even on. I'm just browsing YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end the
You
stream
also
here in a
play Apex?
second, and then yeah, we've been playing a little bit of ranked. Not going quite as hard as we did last season yet, but it's just a really hard start to the ranked season.
Yeah, everybody's still grinding. It seems like so.
It's been tough.
So it was just cracked.
Yeah, it just hasn't like quite equalized out to like having people in the lobbies where they're supposed to be. So you still have quite a lot of really good players. Still fairly low. Played a game with Pico and Kyle yesterday though. Robbie,
I heard,
we got a nice win.
Yep.
Pretty clean.
Nice.
Jerome, Modern Warfare 2 release on the 28th.
Yes, sir. I mean, your boy pre-ordered it.
14
Just
days,
so you
yeah.
can play one solid night.
I booked off the 28th, 29th.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I have like 3 weeks of vacation to take, so I was like, yeah, take 2 there, and then on the 16th, which is when Call of Duty, when Warzone 2 comes out on the November 16th.
I mean,
I took it off.
By the looks of the fucking servers now.
You talking about Overwatch servers?
Yeah, dude. Same thing. Blizzard.
What do you mean
actually,
same
Blizzard's-
thing?
Yeah, never mind. I forgot the server stuff.
It's like it's not even
I
Activision.
forgot, okay. I forgot. I'm sorry.
So stupid.
All right. I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, hi. Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Hey, bye.
Bye. Love y'all.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off stream here, and then I'll just get in some games. But if someone was around to watch the stream today, thank you for joining, and stay tuned for some videos throughout this week, playing some different games and trying out some different things. Cheers.